Renita, Bonadies. Welcome, Renita.
Good evening. My topic is transparency. The public hears and sees this claim stated and printed everywhere concerning MPS. It's on your website, social media posts, even a job posting I noticed on Facebook said, want to bring your financial expertise to a district that values transparency and team collaboration. We hear about it in these meetings, community sessions, and other places, to name a few. It seems as though if it is said enough times, in enough ways, the public will just believe it and not dig into details and facts. There's one very big issue that has received no public transparency. I questioned it several months ago, and there has been no comment at these meetings or any mention of it in the Midland Daily News. The district paid over $62,000 in legal fees in the first several months of 2026. The public does not know how, does not know why at least a dozen people were interviewed by Thrun law firm, or why the state was involved. Did the district's liability insurance not cover this case? We know it covered your legal fees in my FOIA lawsuit case. And by the way, I am grateful the judge found in my favor in that case just today. The district did break FOIA laws. So the $62,000 of legal fees, what is the real reason they were incurred? Is it involving students, teachers, staff? Was there criminal conduct that took place but was able to avoid the courts? We just don't know. And why no statement to the Midland Daily News about this unprecedented accumulation of legal fees? Other districts have many of their legal issues put in the public domain, but the public is to believe this board and the administration are open and transparent, then disclose the reason for these fees. Thank you.
Joe, Bonadies. Welcome, Joe.
Greetings. I'm here tonight to make some proposals on transparency improvements so you can work on the trust issues you've heard about through multiple venues these last 6 months. First, meeting information. First, it is great to have the agenda packages so you do not look like a bunch of rubber stampers during these meetings. People can confirm you have some data beforehand. Second, loss of historically relevant information. What I'm talking about is that the Open Meeting Act requires that you retain meeting minutes for a really long time. Several years ago, you could go back to 2012 and see all the videos and read the minutes. A couple of years ago, when they updated the website, we lost some of that. Today, you can only go back to January of 2021. I asked your IT leader, and he said it takes up too much space. I can grant you that the videos may be large, but the meeting minutes are a PDF file that is takes up very little space. I had someone ask me about an early COVID era question, and I could not go back that far and answer. Also, the agenda content. There used to be letters to the board included in the packages, not just letters from the board, which are usually just thank you notes. Upon inquiry about this, when the change was made, we were told it was not required that those letters be included. So is the board seeing what issues the public are raising? Is the minimum now the standard? 2, spending on sinking fund and future bonds. You've all received the Chippewa Valley webpage that I sent as an example of what transparency reporting actually looks like. Here's the plan before, here's the plan rolling out during, and here's the plan after and what happened. Not the trickle of information while you are approving requests where the last sentence is, quote, and this will be paid by Series 3 bond funds, unquote. 3, student headcount. You will do a count in early October and cure it for 30 days, which means we will not know how much MPS has grown or shrunk before the vote. But once the vote count is final, please communicate it. We asked late last year and were told, don't worry, it will be published in August or 8 months later. We had to FOIA the information and did receive it after the request. I don't actually recall a count ever actually being officially mentioned in any board meeting or in the Midland Daily News, but it was more than the average expected loss of 42 students per year. Given the actual trend of the last few years, you might want to try a different company for student population predictions for the possible 2028 bond. Their prediction was 2.5% growth over the next 5 years, starting in 2024, is looking it's not even going to be close. I admit I'm going from memory on some of those numbers because all the information from the 2025 bond was immediately taken down after the election. That is the start of what success might look like in the future. Obviously, the ball is in your court. If the voters are generous, the sinking fund will be your probation. Thank you.
Item 10, study session discussion. Are there any points of clarification or questions from any board members?
I do have a kind of a question and point of clarification. During public comment, some of the stuff that came up in regards to legal transparency, and just wanting to clarify that we do in fact post every single legal invoice that we get in our board packets. So those are public other than some information that is redacted for privacy reasons.
That is accurate.
Okay.